specific goal is to going a trip at Sabah. So the cost for ticket flight is around 253 per person. So we decide to saving our money. Each person is 1,100 ringgit. Then for the term M is measurable. Our specific goal can be calculated as we know the amount that we needed to go on a trip. As we know, we have planned that we need to use how much money to go on a trip at Sabah. For the term A is attainable. Our financial goal is attainable because it can be achieved by saving 100 ringgit for a month. So we decided to saving our money for a month is the total is 100 ringgit. For the term R is realistic. Our financial goal to go on a trip in Sabah are realistic. In 11 months, we will save 100 ringgit a month to achieve our goal to go for a trip. The last one is T. T is time bound. Our financial goal is time bound because it has a limit. So the limit that we use to our financial is 11 months. As we know, for the short-term financial goals, it's within a year. So we decided to savings for an 11 months.
Next is evaluating financial status. Assets and liability. Asset, for example, savings and cash. Liability, for example, utility bills.
To create a financial plan, we need to use some steps before we create the financial plan. So the first step is we need to define it is a short-term goals or long-term goals. So for this project, we use short-term goals. The second one is we need to make an initial budget. So our initial budget is 1,100 ringgit. The third one is we need to calculate monthly savings. From the previous video, as we talked about, is we save 100 ringgit for a month.
Number 4. Okay, for number 4, it is analyze spending behavior. For this part, it divide to two types of how we expense our money, which is variable expenses and fixed expenses. For variable expenses, we use our money to pay home utilities, petrol expenses and groceries. For fixed expenses, we use our money to pay car installment and rent. Number 5 is set a time frame. We want to achieve our goal of savings within 11 months. The last one is determine income strategies. It is divided into two groups, which is passive income and active income. Passive income, for example, rent received from our homestay. Active income, for example, salaries.
Okay, for this session, we will talk about carrying out the financial. So we divide to two the expenses. It is monthly expenses and actual expenses. So the monthly expenses, actually we plan to use our money for groceries around 200 ringgit, and for the electricity and water bills is 100 ringgit. But the actual expenses, we got the groceries 250 ringgit, and also the electricity and the water bills is 150 ringgit. From this, we know that there were an increasing in our bills and also the groceries. So we need to reduce the 50 ringgit from each one so that we can achieve the as we plan for the payment for each one.
The next part is reviewing and revising the process. So for this part, it is we give a situation which is at the end of February, Ainnur is promoted with 10% salary increase. The amount of our ID expenses is fixed. From this, we decide to add some more money on our budget.
For the last part is our reflection. So this is our reflection.